Hey guys, how's it going? Crane here. Today I want to give you guys another sponsored Shadowverse video. In this video, I want to talk about Shadowverse Next. It's basically the next generation of Shadowverse, and they basically had a lot of announcements all in one that they wanted to deliver and hype up their players. So I want to talk about that because I think it is very impressive. A lot of you guys check out a lot of different card games. You guys see some of the features that they have. You guys see that, some of these card games don't have as many features as you'd want. Well, Shadowverse right now, I think, is the most feature-rich card game out there. I actually don't think it's too close on that front, and even still, they rise the bar even again. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. So, if you do want the full details, they did their own video. They have their own post on what's coming up for Shadowverse. I have that in the description below. But basically, it is this. So, Shadowverse, it gets a new expansion every 3 months on the dot. So it's 4 expansions a year. They have balance patches every single month or no balance patches, and they state the reasons why. They're very open, they're very transparent about how they balance the game. The content is very consistent, very regular, and since the game has been out for more than a year now, there are a lot of cards to collect, and even though it is one of the most free-to-play friendly card games out there, it can still be more challenging to play now than before, despite the generous amount of content that you get. I think if you're a new player, you get upwards of 50 to 60 packs. Each pack has 8 cards. You get a legendary on average in about every 7 packs, 7 to 8, I believe. You get a lot of rewards for just completing the content, just playing. Every time they hit certain milestones on dates, on releases, on just number of downloads. Like right now, they just hit 14 million downloads, so they're giving away, I think it's 10 packs, something like that. So, again, there's always giving and giving and giving, but nonetheless, they feel that they need to have a more limited card pool so the players who continuously check out Shadowverse for the first time are not intimidated by, 1, having all those cards, and 2, having to know and learn all of those cards. So they are coming in with a separate, recent set format. They're calling it rotation. So the current state of Shadowverse, the current state of, let's say, ranked play, is splitting into 2. Right now, they're calling this unlimited. So right now we're playing unlimited, and starting with the next expansion release at the end of December, it is going to split into still unlimited, but also into a new format called rotation. And rotation is going to be a combination of the 5 most recently released Shadowverse expansion sets, plus what they call select few cards from the base set. Now, the base set generally is not particularly powerful, but it does have some highly synergistic cards. So on that end, we'll have to see how they sort that out. But that overall is very exciting. You'll be able to play many different versions of the Shadowverse that you like. And in addition to that, your rank on ranked play is not going to reset. It's going to split into 2 where it is right now. If you're not familiar with Shadowverse's ranking system, I believe it to be one of the best ways to have a ranking system where you have your rank and you have your points. So your points dictate your monthly rewards. It's based on how much you play and how much you win, and your rank never resets. So you don't have the problem as you do in many other card games where your rank resets and you have to smash faces of noobs, or if you don't play for a month or 2, you come back and you're at the lowest rank possible. That does not happen in Shadowverse. In Shadowverse, you maintain your rank through the monthly resets, but your score resets so you can grab up those, again, fairly generous monthly ranked rewards that include card backs and promo cards and alt skins and packs and all those kind of goodies. So that is pretty big news. That is something we will have to test. That's something we'll have to play through. But I imagine Shadowverse wants more emphasis on the expansions that they're releasing without having to power creep the game. So I think overall, this system of doing things is very good, and I'm happy to see Shadowverse move in that direction. Another thing that I think has been advocated for in almost every other card game is an in-game tournament mode. And once again, Shadowverse has risen to that bar, and Shadowverse is implementing this feature in an update in 2018. You'll be able to play tournaments from within the client itself at your own pace, on your own time, to make it convenient for players who, don't necessarily have the time people like me have, who sit at home all day at their computer, to participate in the most entertaining and competitive events of the game. So that is also very cool. They're also going to have a fairly packed tournament schedule, I suppose, for the upcoming few months. This is just loosely the schedule here. Shadowverse runs tournaments in general, but I think they're going to push a few big tournaments, and I think they're going to mix the ranked and unlimited play to see what people enjoy watching and enjoy competing in more. Also, part of their expansion, and this is something I never thought possible. It may have happened in another card game, but I haven't seen it. Shadowverse is a well-established, very popular game with lots of expansions up until now, and they are actually releasing a new class. So Shadowverse right now has 7 classes, and they're moving into the 8th class. The 8th class is going to be called Portalcraft, and Portalcraft is going to have cards that have triggers that activate if you have an even number of cards in your deck, which is super interesting because it's something that you can typically play around. If you see that your opponent doesn't have many cards in hand, probably doesn't have any card draw, and he's going to be on an odd number of cards next turn, it's going to be a turn-by-turn play around. It's not going to be a gameplay where, does he have that card, does he not have that card? It's, does he have that card, but how good will it be next turn given the likelihood of him having an even or odd number of cards in his deck? So it's like a next level of play-around strategy. I think is going to be a lot of fun, particularly in the tournament formats, which they will be pushing quite a bit in the upcoming few months, I imagine. And a new class. It's the first hero of this Portalcraft class is Yuan, so it's that guy there. He's got some really crazy looking futuristic aspects to his character. We'll have to see what that's like. But that is really amazing to me. Shadowverse, I think, is, I think it's like 6 or 7 card sets right now. For them to now put another class in the game is really quite a challenge. But, this is Shadowverse we're talking about. They are best in the biz for releasing new features. If any gaming company is going to push through a difficult task like this in an established card game, it is going to be Cygames. So I very much await to see how much traction this is going to get, how good it's going to be, and how they're all going to figure it all out, because it is going to be it's a very difficult thing to do. You have to make it work on all the different aspects of the game, and Shadowverse is an already very intricate game, very feature-rich game. Shadowverse has things like, you can draft an arena deck and play a friend in a private match. You can draft a reverse arena and play a friend in a private match with that arena deck. Like you basically draft his deck and he drafts yours. Just an example of the crazy number of features that the game has. For them to basically go through every play mode and make sure that the new Portalcraft class is satisfied is really a monumental task. So yes, should be pretty good. In any case, the future looks brighter than ever for Shadowverse, so I wanted to give you guys that message so you guys can keep up with the game. If you've never played Shadowverse before, Shadowverse is one of the easiest games to learn. It was originally for mobile but is now on Steam. I have a link below. It does help me out if you use it to check out the game. You get tons of free content. You basically start up an account and you can make most of fairly powerful decks after you open just the packs that you get for just logging in for the first time, and you learn the game by playing. It's a very fluid learning experience that is self-explanatory, as the mechanics are clear, consistent, and easily described within the game client. Anything that you don't understand is going to have bolded text. You click on the bolded text and it tells you what it does without any ambiguity. And yeah, with that, I mostly wanted to do like a announcement video for this particular topic, but I know some of you guys are going to crave a little bit of gameplay, so I'm just going to throw in a pretty interesting game of Take-Two Arena that I played the other night, so you guys can get a feel for how the game is if you're not swayed into checking it out quite yet. So enjoy that. Hope you guys enjoyed my review of their Shadowverse Next announcement, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Second again, lucky me. I think second in the Haven Mirror is very nice. This is effectively the final boss, but I'm not sure how the matchmaking in Shadowverse works. I don't know if I'm actually playing against someone who has a similar track record as me or not. Why do I play as a chicken? It's a mighty chicken. Okay. There's no mere chicken, okay. It's Rooster King Garuda. First better in the mirror? Really? Cool. Wouldn't have thought that. Oh my god. Okay. Sucks. That was pretty crappy, actually. But whatever. It'll probably be pretty useful with Dark Johns. Actually, isn't Dark John classic? How does that work? Oh crap. Regular Jean is classic.
Now then. More.
Jean d'Arc is classic. Oh. What the hell is that? Whatever. Hmm. Yeah, if he wants to save his guy, he might use hard removal. If he uses hard removal, it's very unlikely he can play two other things. So. His most likely play is two big guys. Okay. Well, that's fine too, I guess.
Give me more souls. Books contain all there is.
Sparkle on. No guts, no glory.
Nice soul.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty weak Darktron play.
Let this be a lesson.
Yeah, I think the boots work out there. Another one. Alright. Oh, that's good enough, I guess.
Nothing can get me down. Stop. Let them rest in peace.
Okay. I think I'll do a bit of a passive turn here.
Give me more souls.
Hmm. That's kind of unfortunate.
Done it. Sad? Not at all.
This is a little bit too passive, I think, but I have the healing. Shouldn't be that bad. Okay. Okay. Not okay. Not okay at all. Okay. Spam board. That's really hard to do right now. Okay. That's unfortunate. That is unplayable. Right. I can't believe with all that I have no playable cards. No. 50-50, I lost.
Most wise, little
If I had one card left. I would have won.
Your strength is undeniable.
I will liberate you.
My draw order was unbelievably bad. Like every single piece of card draw was like the second, third, fourth, and fifth last card in the deck.